damages because of all the storms. So unfortunately, I'm ending it on a sad note, so I apologize.
It is sad. You never want to see that happen, especially when somebody's doing something for the greater good of all of us to just have power in our homes. But thank you very much, Heather. When we return, we are going to continue the talk of Lions training camp, as well as one of the young players has given up this. We'll talk about it next. 97.1 The Ticket.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook.
Hey, it's Ken Barkley filming for Nick Costos. Tonight in the pro basketball playoffs, Los Angeles takes on Phoenix in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals, with Phoenix up 3-2 in the series. The spread is currently a pick'em, and the total is 215. LA staved off elimination in Game 5, with their best player on the floor putting up 41 points in the win. He's logged the most minutes in the playoffs, but he didn't seem too worn down in the second half. If you're looking to bet on Game 6, I see value in the over. Game 5 went over the total in some part because the Clippers center sat out the game with a knee injury. If the Suns guards can continue to get better as the series goes on, their performance, combined with LA's prolific three-point shooting, could potentially make a higher scoring game.
That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
Did you know that the majority of the loans at Hall Financial are ready to close in just 10 business days or less? Hi, I'm David Hall, and while we get your loan closed quickly, we also provide you with 5-star service. Hall Financial's advanced technology even allows most of our loans to close without the need of an appraisal, saving you time and money. With nearly 4,000 5-star reviews, why would you go anywhere else? Call 248-308-5000 or go to callhallfirst.com.
Hall Financial, NMLS ID 1467435, Equal Housing Lender.
Tigers fans, single game tickets for all Tigers home games July through September are on sale now. Don't miss the Red Sox, Rangers, Blue Jays, and more. Tickets start at just $10. Go to tigers.com/tickets.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed is the only bed that effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. Result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our 4th of July special. The new Queen Sleep Number 360 C2 Smart Bed is only $8.99, plus free premium delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
So, how can I promote my new curbside pickup service?
It's possible with Staples Connect. I need custom floor decals that'll get noticed, not just walked on. Also possible, Staples Connect can help your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. Now get $10 off signs, banners, or posters when you spend $50 or more. Explore what's new at your local Staples. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. N73 valid in-store and online. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Tapura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, call 877-734-2200.
Text the ticket now. Ticket text 248-539-9797. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
Stoney's off today. 6:35 on a Wednesday morning. Jeff Rieger is in his seat. And Heather Park is in her seat. She's back in the studio today. We're pleased to have her. Welcome back again.
Thank you. It feels good.
I'm glad it does, because got a smile. It's just, and I feel like it kind of flows well. So it's nice to have you here. Nice to have your energy here.
Great, good energy. I know it. It makes me feel good. Thank you.
Wow. I just said, Heather, great to see you.
Yeah.
I can't tell what you just said.
Yeah, Rigger, great to see you too, bud.
Oh, John, yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Ditto. But we were talking about the Lions training camp being opened up, and it will open up, I believe it's July 31st, first day of training camp for season ticket holders. If you're a season ticket holder or if you're just a fan, this is something you haven't had an opportunity to do in 2 years. It was 2019, fall of 2019, the last time Lions training camp was open. Last time you had a chance to see the Detroit Lions in person. Everything else has been virtual. It's been on TV, which a lot of times we watch games on TV. That's not that big a deal. But once a year, maybe you go down to Ford Field, you catch a game. Maybe once during training camp, you go down, you catch a practice. 248-539-9797. Are you looking forward to going down and seeing the new regime, the reworked roster, Jared Goff, Penning Sewell, Michael Brocker, some of the new names that will be out there at practice, the antics of one Dan Campbell? I don't think we're going to see him come out with the helmet on. We're not going to see a pet lion. We're not going to have some of those moments.
Dan Peter screwed that one up for us.
They did. Maybe we'll see that little stuffed animal that they sent him. But I do believe you're going to see a completely different energy. So the last time fans were there, it was Matt Patricia, Bob Quinn. It was a completely different training camp than I think you're going to witness this year. Are you going? Do you want to go? What are you looking for if you do get a chance to go? Rieger, will you go down?
I'm going to go down. I am. Here's the deal. Like with training camp and even the preseason, which I hate. I hate exhibition games. I know you as a player. I hate them. They don't count.
They don't count, but you get a chance to see the guy on the team and you get them together.
To get to the real stuff. I like real stuff. I don't like talk. I like the actual games. I'll go down. It'll be fun to see guys hit each other. You stand on the sideline. You see guys catch passes. Yeah, you'll see a couple fights, and then you're ready to go home. And then give me the season. So for the fans, though, it's awesome. It is. For a crafty veteran like myself, John, that's been around.
When did you lose your fandom? When did you lose the excitement of sports?
No, I haven't. I really haven't. But no, Tom can tell you though. I hate covering practice. I don't like practice. I know you need to practice. I get it. But I hate practice. I like the games.
Here's where we in the media get we're exposed to stuff too much. And the average person, they love to do this because they don't get to do this kind of thing. And for it to be back after 2 years, it's a huge deal.
I think it's a huge deal. Fans, media. I mean, I was out there at one of the Lions OTA practices. Media was out there. We were allowed to congregate. We didn't have masks on. And I really felt like everybody there was excited to be there. And they were excited not just because they were physically there watching football, watching practice, and it kind of felt like, football's coming. We all know it's a long ways away. And the conversation is always, well, they haven't played the game yet. We don't know what they're going to be or do. I understand that. But the different feel surrounding the team, and it all is generated from the top down. All right, it comes from Sheila, then it goes to Brad Holmes. You've got Chris Spielman out there. You've got Dan Campbell. You've got the coaching staff, and then you have the energy of some of the young players. I think that this training camp is going to be entertaining. I think it's going to be enticing for people to go because they haven't seen it, and there is so many question marks going into the football season. Have I sold you on it yet?
No. Absolutely not. No, listen, I think you should go if you want to go. It's fun if you want to go.
Absolutely. If you don't want to go, don't go.
Right, exactly. You do what you want to do, John. No, I'll tell you this, though. None of that excites me because I like the games. For me, here's how I feel about summer. I love summer. Love playing golf, love hanging with family. I love the hot weather. I love it. But at the end of summer, it's always this great reward for football season.
You just want the steak on the plate. You don't want to talk to the butcher. You don't want to pick out your cut. Do you even grill?
I do grill. Yes.
So it's all about the process.
But it's a gas grill, so it's done quicker.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, but it's about the process.
No, that's my whole point, though. Screw the process for us fans and us people that don't play. You played, so you have a respect for the process. I love, and there comes a day, hasn't come yet, and every summer, usually late July, when you're just jonesing for football. And at that point, you still got a month of training camp and just the preseason crap.
You don't like seeing the guys all come back in, show up to training camp. Some guys are showing up in Lamborghinis. Some guys are showing up in pickup trucks. They show it on the news.
You know what I like?
Some guys show up. I used to show up with my sheets all in a trash bag. Huh?
I thought you said a bad word. Never mind. Never mind. I thought I heard something else. No, but I hear what you're saying. I just don't get into it. It's just, I'm sorry. You don't have to sell me, though, because the majority of Metro Detroit is excited to see this new regime.
Heather, would you be excited to go down there and see a day of... I know that sports isn't necessarily your thing, all right?
No.
Paul.
Me, no.
Paul, I mean, just the excitement of a football season starting off. The first week of training camp.
Giant sports fan. What's he going to say?
I've been to training camp.
All right, but you haven't been there in 2 years. Is there any part of not being able to see it? And there's so many new components, so many question marks about this football season that you want to see, you want to lay hands on, you want to put your own eyeballs on.
Well, I won't go to Lions camp because I'm not a Lions fan, so I don't care, John. But
okay, well, who's your team?
The Dolphins. I've been to Dolphins training camp a couple times.
All right, if Miami said,
"Hey, send me to Miami," I'll go to Miami Dolphins training camp.
Not in August.
Still, it's nice.
No, it's not. It's not South Beach at training camp.
I still want a free trip to Florida.
So, I do want to pay off something I mentioned at the end of Heather's news segment, and that is Jonah Jackson has given up a number of things because he's learning how to be a pro. I mentioned it yesterday. Michael Brocker's coming in with, McNeil, some of the young guys up front and learning or teaching those guys how to be pros. Jonah Jackson is going through that process right now, and he's learning from a couple of the best. Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker. What do I have to do to prepare my body for a 17-game NFL season? What do I have to do to make sure I go from what you saw, what I put on film as a rookie, starting 16 games, to be better in my sophomore season? He has given up White Castle and Taco Bell because he's trying to lean up a little bit.
Doesn't he know that Justin Verlander pitched like the best games of his life eating his pregame Taco Bell meal?
After a full night of sleep.
Well, he's a great sleeper. Will you just get on with it? The guy gets 10 hours for crying out loud. No, listen, I could you give up? I'm not big into the White Castle. I love Taco Bell. Could you give up fast food for how long is he giving up? Like, just for good?
Probably. I mean, for his NFL career. I mean, they're going to, if he continues to progress, it could be a long career. It could be very financially beneficial. Would you give up Taco Bell and White Castle for a few years to make a few $1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Rieger, you're saying no. You couldn't give up.
No, for the $1 million I would, but we always do this, right? So you always tell yourself, at least I do, you're going to eat better, right? I'm going to go on this new diet. I'm going to lose some pounds. I'm going to look fantastic. But then you forget to eat, and you're driving the road, or you're driving somewhere, and you see the Taco Bell sign, or the Chipotle sign. And you're like, well, just look at a Diet Coke, I'll get the small.
Get the small.
I'll get the small.
The small fry.
Right. That's not going to do any harm to the waistline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yes, right now at 6:44 in the morning, I can tell you, absolutely I could give it up. But like 3:30 this afternoon, different story, man.
It's all about willpower.
You could do it. If you were a professional athlete and just signed this massive contract, you would do it.
100%.
Yes.
Or you have the money in your life.
Or you're just motivated enough. We've all, I don't say we all, most of us at some point have been on a diet. What is it that you've given up that you just, whether it's fast food, whether it's something that's generally in your fridge, maybe you have kids and they can eat it, but you can't because you know that is your nemesis, that's your kryptonite. What is it that you've given up that just every time you see it, your mouth starts to water?
For me, and I can't give it up to this day, but I have a couple times, then I go back to it. You're going to laugh. It's Diet Coke. Dude, it is so addicting. Don't you dare look at her. You look at me.
No, I understand you. It is addicting, but you could do it if you had a reason to, and you really, really, really wanted to, you could give it up. You could.
I like it more than I should.
You need to find a substitute.
It tastes so good.
I get it.
Here's the challenge.
But here's the challenge I believe you're facing. And if you're out there, if you've given up something that just continually makes your mouth water, give us a call. Let us know what it is, 248-539-9797. Sometimes it is just the meal. Like when last night we had Taco Tuesday. When I have tacos, I've got to have a Diet Coke. There's just something about it. So I do get it. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not preparing for an NFL season. I wish I was, but I'm not. But I am trying to lose a few pounds.
You look great.
Thank you. I shaved. But it's a matter of some of those meals are just triggers for what comes next or what goes with it. Because there's a few meals that trigger a dessert response. We'll get to that next. 97.1 The Ticket.
All right, guys, if you're a sports betting fan, you've got to check out my friends at Bet Rivers Sportsbook. There's a reason Bet Rivers is your hometown sportsbook, and it's because they have the best lines and the best customer service that always puts fans first. Now, they offer live in-game betting on all major sports worldwide with great odds on money lines, prop bets, parlays, and so much more. Now, right now, we've got the NBA and NHL playoffs coming down to the wire, and the baseball season is actually nearing the halfway point. So you don't want to miss out on more bets, better odds, and daily promotions on Bet Rivers Sportsbook. Plus, this is great. If you're new to Bet Rivers, they'll actually match 100% of your first deposit up to $250. Just use the promo code 250MATCH when you sign up. It's that simple. It's so easy. So go log in or create your account today via the Bet Rivers app or at betrivers.com, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Bet with a winner. Visit betrivers.com for full terms and conditions. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Penske Logistics. 94 eastbound at French Road, a crash is in the right lane. There's also an accident around the Canton area reported on Michigan Avenue westbound before 275. Earn a $1,500 bonus when you hire in full-time with Penske Logistics. Daily open houses from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Romulus and Chesterfield warehouse. Great full and part-time opportunities for individuals who want to excel. Visit or search Penske.jobs. Penske is an equal opportunity employer. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Radio.com is now Odyssey. Download the Odyssey app and listen to 97.1 The Ticket and all the sports, news, music, and podcasts that move you.
At the light, turn left onto West 14 Mile Road. Then
This
turn right onto Inkster
Odyssey.com
Road.
Sports Minute is brought to you by Northville Lumber.
Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Living legend Roger Federer began his quest to extend his record with a 9th Wimbledon crown yesterday, and frankly, folks, it was not pretty. The 39-year-old 20-time Grand Slam winner may not fully be back from recent knee surgery. Federer was trailing 2-1 when his opponent, Frenchman Adrian Manarino, slipped on the slick grass and injured his right knee, forcing him to retire a few games later. It's awful, Federer said of Manarino's injury. It shows that one shot can change the outcome of a match, a season, a career, so I wish him all the best.
At the stop sign,
Federer
turn
added,
right onto Inkster
could have won
Road.
the match at the end. He was the better player. I definitely got a bit lucky. Having played only 9 competitive matches this year, the Swiss ace will need all the luck he can get over the next 2 weeks, as it's not going to be easy. I'm Boomer Esiason.
In 1.4 miles, turn right onto Northwestern Highway.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this. There it is. Nice work, man. You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I gotta tell you, taking Nugenics makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenics? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The big hurt, right?
Oh yeah, this is a legit product. The key ingredient is Testofen, which helps boost free testosterone levels and increase lean muscle mass.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yeah, Nugenics is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance.
Man, I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenics.
No problem. You just gotta send them a text. Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenics, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Nugenics samples are not available in stores, so text FORCE to 42424 right now. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424.
At Bank of America, we're helping to meet the need for more affordable housing in neighborhoods across the country. Through community development banking, we're deepening our commitment to create more places for people to call home. In 2020 alone, it resulted in over 13,000
At the
new
next light,
housing units
turn right.
for people and families in need. Together, we're building stronger communities where our teammates live and work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A. member FDIC equal housing lender.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day. They could bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices.
light,
and
turn
a dedicated
right onto
team
Northwestern
available
Highway.
24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask how to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers only. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. And subject to change. Security Edge not included. Actual speeds vary.
Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. This 4th of July, we want to celebrate our independence and thank those who made it possible. From all of us at Jeff Glover and Associates, have a safe and happy 4th of July.
Parents, do you want to save your child's life? 97.1 The Ticket Student Heart Check can help. Make the time to have your child checked. Contact the Ernst Cardiovascular Center at Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak. Learn more at 971theticket.com.
In 6.2 miles, take exit 14C onto M39 and Southfield Freeway.
BetQL. Win more and cash in more with the help of BetQL. Download the BetQL app today to learn more. That's BETQL. Listen for the keyword at 1/2 each hour between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. Text that keyword to 72881 before the end of that hour. Message and data rates apply, and you could win a $1,000 signing bonus on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
All right, 97.1 The Ticket, the Stoney and Jansen program. Stoney back on Tuesday. All right, so you asked the question, what could you have you given up? Because Jonah Jackson apparently gave up White Castle and Taco Bell. Here's some ticket text, and we'll get to the phones, all right? This one says, John, I love your passion for the game. Very knowledgeable of its intricacies. I cannot wait for the day when I hear that you've been hired as the University of Michigan football team's head coach.
Oh.
Is that coming?
It's not right now.
You taking over for Harbaugh?
No, but I wouldn't turn it down. That's for sure.
All right, Michigan, you heard him. Here's another one. I've given up fast food. I haven't had any in 6 months. I would kill for a Whopper right now. That's from Jay. And then J.A. and Howell. Coke Classic for me. Used to drink 220 ounces a day last 16 years. Really drink pop like never.
There's a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, God, I wish they weren't talking about this because now I'm craving that Coke Classic.
Coke's good, but once you're a diet drinker, it does this.
I don't know. I made the switch to diet just because sugar, but
diet's really not that good for you with all those artificial flavors.
Right, I know.
They actually say
Stay in the
regular
left 3
is
lanes.
technically better for you, even though it has.
Let's go back.
Just don't drink it.
Right.
It's
Easier
really the
said
best
than
way.
done.
I know. I understand.
You do.
Yes.
See, that's what I've done is pop. About 20 years now. The only time I have pop is if we're on the road and fast food, and I don't do that every time. I usually get Powerade or something like that. And then if we're at a cookout or something, it's the only thing to drink. Usually people have bottled water, and I'll do that.
Yeah.
That's good.
For me, the thing that I cannot cut out is candy. You guys, I can't, and it's just pure sugar, and it's so bad. And I can give it up for like 2 weeks, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just have a couple Swedish fish, and then I eat the whole bag, and then I'm back on the.
Once you have one, it just draws you back in.
I'll open up John to attack me here. We have made the conversion sometimes to the turkey bacon and turkey ground beef.
Just turkey jerky, all right? Just call it what it is. It's not turkey bacon. You don't get bacon from turkeys. You get bacon from pigs. If you want to call it dried turkey, dehydrated turkey, whatever you want, call it that. It is not turkey bacon.
You need to be more open-minded
since
The thing with Taco Bell is that some people think that everything's the same. It just looks different.
So, yeah, I want to go to Todd, who's joining us on the cell. Todd, good morning. How are you?
Hey, John, Jansen, how the heck are you?
I'm doing all right. Good to hear you.
In 2 miles, take exit 14C onto M39 and Southfield Freeway.
Football thing in Texas, and I came home to visit the parents, and they told me that you're on this 97.1 the ticket, so I had to check out here what you're saying. I totally understand what you're talking about, about watering it and doing all that stuff and getting healthy.
What did you give? What have you given up, or what makes your mouth just absolutely water?
Well, my wife Christy makes the best chocolate chip cookies right out of the oven, tall glass of milk. Man, when I'm trying to lose weight, she doesn't make those for. We live with all our nieces and nephews in Texas now. When they come over and want to eat those, it hurts, man. It hurts.
So here, I want to ask you your theory on this, because this is always my theory. When my wife makes her chocolate chip cookies, I figure if I just eat them all in one day, then tomorrow I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you taught me how to eat, John. I remember eating 2 meatball bakes and stuff.
Hold on.
There you go. Yes.
Do you two know each other?
We know each other. He trained me for 4 years.
Todd, what?
Stay in the second lane
Giving
from
out your
right.
last name? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Todd Francis.
Oh, Todd, how you doing? We went to high school together.
I'm
Yeah.
sitting here like, who is this guy? He knows John. Who is he?
I'm talking to Paul in the IFB. I'm like, these guys know each other.
Yeah, we don't get your last name on the ticket text here, so I apologize. I didn't recognize your voice. How you doing? What are you doing down in Texas?
Texas football, baby.
All right. How'd the team? What do you got going on this year? What's it look like? Everything's bigger in Texas.
We're going to be awesome. We're going to be awesome. We got a new coach just came in a couple weeks ago, Coach Abstack. He's coming from a very he's around your age, and he's already won a state title. And yeah, we're excited at Barbers Hill.
Hey, Todd.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you a question? So when you called up, your name is Todd. You know who he sounds like? And John is a close personal friend of his. He sounds like Tom Brady.
Well, Tom Brady's pretty sweet. My son's name is Brady. But, yeah, I think Tom Brady's pretty awesome.
Does he not sound like...
Yes.
He sounds like Brady.
Yes, he does. Hey, Todd, welcome back to town. Enjoy your stay. And next time I'm down in Texas, I'll look you up, bud.
You better, man. Houston area. Take care, man. You're doing a great job, John.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Bye.
That was
somebody like me that much.
That was cute.
It was.
That's what a real thing.
Now we need the person that trained Rieger at the movie theater to call.
Oh, is that on trained you on popcorn eating?
Now, how to be an usher now, cleaning up the popcorn.
Rieger was an usher when Stoney visited his theater when he was like younger.
Yeah,
it was like his crowning moment.
Stoney and Mitch
Mike Stone.
I was working at the theater. Stoney was working at the other station. I was selling tickets. Stoney and Mitch Albom walk up together. And like, I didn't know I wanted to do this, but I see Stoney, I'm like in awe, right? I'm like, oh, the Godfather. And I did the ultimate move because I wasn't a Mitch fan.
Yeah.
So I gave Stoney the ticket for free, but I made Mitch pay.
I think he can afford it.
That may be the best thing you've ever done.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to head into that 7 o'clock hour, and when we do, we're going to talk about one of the funnier topics that we discuss here, and that's sissies. Talk about it next. 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by YC Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
A 90-minute rain delay turning into a doubleheader later today in Cleveland. The Tigers will wait to play their second game against the Indians, and they'll do so in a doubleheader at Progressive Field just after 4 o'clock today. Dan Dickerson will have the call right here on 97.1 The Ticket, with Jose Urena getting the start in the first 7-inning matchup against Cleveland's Cal Quantrill. Pistons legend Chauncey Billups introduced as the new head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, his first job at the helm of a team after spending this past year as an assistant with the Clippers. The man formerly known as Mr. Big Shot in Detroit says this is the moment he's been waiting for.
It's a great day for me and my family. It really is. I mean, this is my dream job, and we knew we would have to address this, but this is my dream job. This is one of the best days of my entire life.
The team and Chauncey did also directly address an incident back in 1996 7 when Billups was accused of sexual assault, and criticism over the incident ramped up when he was announced as the hire. Elsewhere in the NBA, the Hawks get a victory over the Bucks 110-88. However, big injury news as Giannis Antetokounmpo goes down with a knee problem. He left for the remainder of the game in the third quarter and will have an MRI, with the fear being that it's a serious knee injury. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Question last night was going to be, what were the Atlanta Hawks going to be without their stud Trae Young? We found out that they also have Lou Williams, who stepped in for Trae Young, dropped 21 points, and there's been a lot of talk about, all of the superstars that have been hurt during the playoff run. And you go from Anthony Davis, obviously, with the Lakers. Right now, the Clips are playing without Kawhi Leonard. Don't know if he's ever going to be back. We just mentioned Trae Young, now Giannis. Earlier in the playoffs, it was Joel Embiid. The Brooklyn Nets were just devastated with injuries with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and, we talk about load management all the time. But there is an individual, Jeff Van Gundy, who says that he is absolutely sick of the sissification of the game.
I am sick of the sissification of the game. That's not a flagrant foul. He contested, he fouled him. Shoot your 2 free throws.
No, that's not just a contest. That's a slap in the face. He understood what he was doing.
So, obviously, we know where he stands on a lot of topics.
He's kind of right, by the way. So, Jay Crowder was assessed a flagrant foul for slapping Paul George in the face. And if you saw it the other day, it did not look like a flagrant foul. I totally agree with Van Gundy. It was a foul. And that was it. But how many times do you see a foul, they then stop the game, and then they're going to replay it and review it? Is that a flagrant 1? Is that a flagrant 2? Oh, no, that's a push in the back to stop a made basket. It's just a foul. I'm totally with you, by the way.
I am too. And, I think replay needs to go. If the initial reaction by the officials is not that it was intentional or that it was just in the course of the game, that you don't go to slow motion where everything looks intentional at that point. This is happening at game speed. You got to watch it at game speed. And if your reaction is that it's just a hard foul, what's wrong with just a hard foul? It's not like, you're always trying to send a message. You're always trying to hurt someone, or you're always trying to, maim someone. It could just be a hard foul.
I agree with you. So if you watch the play in question, Paul George is going up for a shot, and Crowder gets him in the face on the follow-through. There's nothing flagrant about it. It's ridiculous. And of course, you're giving the edge and the momentum to the other team that you're calling flagrant for. The other thing, and I'm totally with you, John, and I know people are going to be against this, but you mentioned replay. And yes, there is a time and a place. And usually these calls determine basketball games. But holy hell, in the NCAA tournament and also in the NBA playoffs, how many times do you see, ball went off this guy, they stopped the game for about 3 minutes to figure out who the ball went off. More times than not, it's obvious. And you just wasted 3 minutes of your life as you're trying to go to bed because the game will never end with these replays. I understand it's needed, I get it, but at the same time, you need to find the happy medium because it's way too much.
Well, there was a Suns game, and I don't remember which one it was. It was the one where Devin Booker, they did the replay of him dribbling the ball, and it went out of bounds. Did it go off his hand or not? The last 90 seconds took over 33 minutes because of the replay. I think you should just get rid of replays altogether. I'm fine with
basketball or all sports.
All sports. Just get rid of them because it ruins the flow of the game. And we can discuss that again in a little bit more in just a minute. But getting back to the flagrant fouls, if this wasn't Paul George, would it have been even considered as a flagrant foul? If this was, maybe just say it was Reggie Jackson.
I do think so, just because contact was made
to the face,
with the face from the hand. But
so you can't touch anybody in the face anymore.
That's how it is, unfortunately.
It's just like you can't touch a quarterback basically anymore. You can't even fall on top of a quarterback.
I hate to be the guy that says, harken back to yesteryear where the bad boys were kicking people's asses.
They couldn't have been that.
Exactly. Like there was no room for this type of basketball back then, and vice versa.
Well, I do think the game. Look, I liked it back then, okay, and I do think it got too physical. And this is all still spawning from I think it was the Knicks Heat fight in the mid-90s. That's the moment that changed basketball, because it got so ugly on a Friday night when everybody was watching the NBA, and David Stern was like, I got to get this out. And it's much like what Bettman did with fighting.
I understand making the game safer, making it so that the basketball game doesn't turn into a boxing match. I get that. But when you start, stopping play, reviewing things, trying to look at intent in a slow motion form, then you'll lose the context of what just happened.
I totally agree with you. I agree with Jeff Van Gundy here. I think the game's gotten soft, too soft. And, all this replay in general in sports is just, I am to the point where I think I'd rather exist without replay.
I agree. And I'm curious how many of our listeners are either for or against replay, because the obvious, most egregious act that was not reviewed and not reversed is the 2018, NFC Championship game between the Saints and the Rams, which ended up sending Jared Goff and the Rams to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but that's what also made replay exist, at least for pass interference.
Right, for pass interference.
Which is stupid, by the way.
And we've seen how that's gone.
So dumb.
But
never gets reversed.
I'm curious for you, Jeff. I always look at this from a player's perspective. Every time you stop the game, whether it's the NFL, whether it's the NBA, it's a little bit different in baseball because there's a lot of stoppage of play, as the pitchers are sitting there doing whatever they're doing and batters are in the batter's box. But when you stop the flow of the game, I think you have more impact on the game and the flow and how it will end just by simply stopping it and reviewing it for 3, 4, 5 minutes than you do by actually getting a call wrong.
Well, you also have impact on the people watching it, too, which to me is more important than the players. It's your paying customers, right? It's all about your ratings. And I could not agree with you guys more. And it's funny because some replay I'm totally fine for.
Yeah.
Like if you see an out in baseball, safe out call at first base, if you can do it quickly, then yeah, I totally get it. But whether it be a review to see if that's a flagrant, if you're not calling it a flagrant on the floor, then don't call it a flagrant, as you mentioned, when you watch it slowed down by 15 times. Oh, yeah, that's a flagrant. You're right. It's impossible to see intent at that point.
In replay in general in sports, I would love to see this happen. Each coach for each team gets one challenge per game. And you better be smart about when you use it. Period.
I have no issue if the challenge is correct, that you don't lose your challenge. I got no issue with that.
Okay, I could live with that. I could live with that, but it would minimize all this.
I think this is an either all or nothing deal.
I'd rather have nothing then.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Ooh,
I don't want the stoppage of play. I mean, because we've lived with this for long enough. We have a big enough sample size.
Yeah, but how many?
How many of these calls are actually overturned as opposed to confirmed? And at least in football, it feels like a majority of them that impact the result of the game.
Yeah, let me ask you guys, how often do you think the refs are right? I would put it in all sports. I would put it at 99%.
No. I'd say like 95. But yeah,
really,
but
it's a high percentage.
You got to talk every play, Jeff. Every single play they're making a decision.
Okay, between 95 and 99, you're kind of splitting hairs there. I think what you're saying is that the majority of the time, the vast majority of the time, you trust them that they're making the right call.
But what happens when a game-changing call is botched and missed? You're going to change your tune. On a Monday after a Lions game, when the Lions might be good one year, and they get screwed like they normally do, and you don't have replay anymore, you're going to say to yourself, damn it, where's replay?
If you hear me, I consistently, I rarely attack the refs first. I didn't do it in the Dallas game. Hey, your boy number 9 had the ball. Go win it.
Yeah.
Hey, Monday night football against the Packers.
Turn right onto
score 1 point.
Don't settle for field goals.
Yeah.
Those calls were BS.
Well, they were, okay, but the pointing to the finger in the blame game all the time on the refs, I just get sick of it. I think you gotta live and die with calls.
Yeah, but couldn't you find a happy median? Like, don't get rid of replay altogether, but just find a way, as Tom mentioned, I like the one challenge, limit the damn thing, because every possession, every ball going out of bounds, I drives you nuts.
Well, and here's the thing, too. In the NBA, the review